Well folk, welcome to a very similar looking site as to... Oh, damn, there goes half the bushes. Well folk, welcome to a very similar looking site as to yesterday's video for you. But it is still today's video for me. Do you know why? Because we have just left Rockaway Park, where it was Mad Max land, Willy Wonka's chocolate factory without the chocolate, full of metal, super cool place, and where I just finished speaking my mind on Just Stop Oil and paying taxes and stuff like this. And that's why I thought we're going to fly straight into this next video. One, because I want to get one day ahead, because at the moment I am literally recording and posting the next day, and it's extremely difficult to keep up. But two, more importantly, I actually want to keep talking based on me just speaking what my mind is thinking. So if you've not seen yesterday's video, I'd highly recommend watching that for one. But what I want to say is talking about speaking truthfully and basically just being honest and cutting through the nonsense and the waffle. You saw me arrive, if you watched the other videos a couple of days ago, at Caravan City. And you know, the straight up truth is, I think sometimes me saying things as they are is probably of detriment to this channel, because I could have turned up to Caravan City and, you know, you see the headlines and everything and just been like, oh my god, this place is terrible, look at it, it's the end of the world, everyone, and it's just not true. So I just speak it as I see it and as it is. And it's exactly the same with yesterday's video, where we go to this place that's turning into a church, creating a religion and all this kind of stuff, and me speak about taxes and, you know, Just Stop Oil and what I truly think about that. And I know that it can probably piss some people off, to be honest with you. In fact, I know that it definitely will piss some people off, especially those idiots who glue their hands to the roads to march about oil. But anyway, what I want to say to start today's video, we're driving to Bath, by the way. I'm going to show you this place. It looks amazing, this place. But either way, regardless guys, I would rather just speak my truth and have this channel just basically go nowhere and make no money and just go and do something else than be fake and try and make things sound like they're not, and, you know, bigger than they are and all this kind of stuff, because I just can't be bothered. I'd much rather just be myself with you guys. And I promise you one thing, you will always get that. And I know that I'll piss some people off with what I say, and sometimes I swear and all this kind of stuff, but I really don't care, to be honest with you, because I lived a life being fake on social media in the past. I've done a video on that in the past. Social media is full of waffle. When I was on LinkedIn and had 20-odd thousand followers and all this kind of nonsense. And it was all trying to make myself sound as if something that I'm not, better at business and all this kind of stuff. And yeah, I said to myself, you know, I made a promise a long time ago that I'll never do that again. And it's exactly the same with these videos. So there you go. We're starting with a little bit of a, don't know if you want to call it a rant, but let's go to Bath. And welcome to a random road in a residential area in Bath, everybody. This is where we've just chosen to park this little beauty next to another camper van. You might just be able to see that behind us. And it's a 1.5 mile walk into town, 40 minutes into the centre of Bath. So that little beauty lost her iPhone cable, so we've got to go get another iPhone cable. And she wants me to get a pair of scissors, a proper pair of hairdresser scissors. Not for my hair, but for hers. And she wants it short. So I think we're going to record that, you know. In fact, we're definitely going to record it if she wants me to. And then I'm going to cut her hair short for her. I'm going to learn it from YouTube. If we learn how to build a van, do all the electrics and stuff like this, I can certainly learn how to be a hairdresser, eh folk? I think I'm going to start speaking my mind more often. You know, in the past I've been separating it on videos. But I've realised, to be honest with you, again just speaking up, I don't think the YouTube robot likes having a mix mash of content. It's better strategically if you just have one type. You know, let's just say you just have travelling, or you just have cooking, or you just have van builds and van life. And you guys know that this is as random as a packet of Rowntree's randoms, which are not that random because they're all just sweets, but still, this channel has been so insanely random. I've shown you how to build a van, I've talked about DMT, ayahuasca, depression, I've been travelling, eating food. It's so random, and I don't think it works in your favour, that's the honest truth. So I thought, why not? Screw it, I'll just speak and talk and stuff, and then if people like me, maybe the bot will favour me and the channel will eventually work, and if not, then at least we've given it a go anyway, folk. I might separate the content in the future, create another channel, one just for travelling and then another one for kind of speaking my mind and stuff like this. But we'll see how we go. For now, let's not get carried away and let's go to Bath. We've got a llama in the distance, guys. It's kicking off again. Oh look, we just caught him rolling around. If you can see in that corner there, we've got the white alpaca, and there is the black alpaca. And we keep life simple. I bet you that white one doesn't look at that black one and thinks I'm not speaking to you, and the black one doesn't look at the white one and think I'm not speaking to you. They seem to get along fine. So maybe we should listen to the alpacas and put colour aside. All of the houses, guys, as we've been walking down this road, all of them are real old school houses like this. There's a lot of history in Bath. And I don't know what that history is, I just know the place is old. Let's have a walk around. The most unprofessional tour you've ever seen. Well, if anybody wants to know why Bath is famous, folk, I'm going to put it on the screen now. Welcome to the Life of Side tour, where I know nothing and you read everything. I hope you find it interesting. Well, we're going to have a walk to the Roman baths, guys, but we're not going to go in because it's £19 each, and I'm definitely not going to pay £19. And you see what I mean when I say about that place yesterday, Rockaway Park. Oh, he's off his nut, look. Oh. Well, he's speaking to himself. But yeah, this is why I appreciate stuff like this Rockaway Park that we visited, because there isn't a charge and stuff. They could easily put a charge on that. And yet places like this that are owned, privately owned, or owned by the council, or who knows who owns these buildings, but buildings from hundreds of years ago are somehow owned by others, or at least places, and they say you can't even see inside this, you have to pay to get in. I think it's quite silly, to be honest with you. That's my kind of telephone box, folk. Nice. Do you have a nugget? Yeah, perfect. What a G. I love this kind of music. Wicked, man.
Yeah, boy. What is that?
Wow, look at this cathedral, folk. Beautiful. You know how we like our buildings and our architecture on this channel when we go city walking. And Bath has got some fine architecture, beautiful buildings. Wow. What a place. There's always one, isn't there, folk? Well guys, here's the Roman bath, and you can see there's a nice big wall here, but do you know what I've got? Big long arms, so I'm going to try and reach through. Here we go, folk, there's the tour of the Roman bath for you on the inside. This wonderful waterfall, guys. Beautiful. Oh look, there, she wants some food, look, so she can just have a fucking beers. Well, that is the tour of Bath over. So here's what I will say, seeing as though we're on a day of speaking the mind again. Bath is a wonderful place, rich in history, as you can probably see from the architecture, the buildings and everything else. It's honestly wonderful to walk around. Yeah, just a beautiful place in general. But here's what I would also say, it's full of crackheads, and I want to make sure we understand the difference between someone who is just homeless and a crackhead. There's a lot of homeless people as well, and I understand that this happens. Cost of living and all this kind of thing, and who knows, life choices and the rest of it. But there are a lot of crackheads. And when I mean a crackhead, I mean the obvious crackheads. Without mincing words, people with scabs all over their noses and their face, and they're scratching their arms, and they're skinny as anything. And there's a lot of them in the centre of Bath. And one of them came up to us and she said, "You look like nice people, can you buy me some food?" She literally had scabs all over her face, super skinny. And do you know what? Every time in the past when people have asked me to buy them food, I'll always buy them food. But this time I said no, because it's obvious that she had a problem with crack or heroin or whatever it is. Now you may think that that's a bit harsh saying no, and it probably is a bit harsh, to be honest with you, but sometimes being harsh to people is the only way to help people. I've told you guys that I've got an addictive personality. There's a reason that I've never tried cocaine. I've done many things, but there's also things that I won't touch because I know I'll end up like that. I've shared also about my past with gambling, terrible gambling addiction. I was spending all of my money on it, and it nearly ruined me, my gambling addiction. Now here's why I did not give her money, even though she said, will you buy me, well, she said, will you buy me something from Greg's? And I said no. Here's why. Because, like I said, I had a gambling addiction. The only way for me to stop myself running myself into the ground completely is to completely run out of money and have no other way of gambling. And that's exactly what happened to me. I could not even afford the car park to get out, and I had to go round the roulette tables and I had to ask people for £3 just so I could pay for my car parking to get out of the casino. Because you imagine this, that is how bad my gambling addiction was. And I eventually got that £3, and it was the most embarrassing time of my life, that I would say, in terms of money, an ultimate low. Feeling like a true loser. Now, are they coming up here? It was the ultimate time of my life, feeling like a true loser. Now, had I just kept asking for money and people just kept giving me money, then my gambling addiction would never have gone away. I'd still probably be gambling to this day. Had I asked people for food and not needed money for food, then that money would have gone on gambling. So if someone had have bought me food where I then did not have to buy food, they're still feeding my gambling addiction. And it is exactly the same with this person who came up to us today and asked us for something from Greg's, because if I give her or go in and I buy her something from Greg's, then the next person should just ask for money. And I am literally feeding her crack addiction or heroin addiction, whatever it is, by buying her food, because I am buying her food so she does not have to buy food, so she can then spend her money on crack or heroin. And I am not helping her, and that is not the right thing to do. So that's why I said no, I'm not doing that. So yeah, there we go. I mean, it's tragic and it's terrible, don't get me wrong, and I feel for people like this, but sometimes you've got to be cruel to be kind. And if everyone just said no to her, she would have no choice but to try and sort out her habit, because she truly could not buy food. She could not buy crack or heroin and stuff like this. And then she would have no choice but to sort herself out. But unfortunately, you know, it's easy to just feel sorry for these people, give them money, give them food, and they just keep going, and they end up running themselves into the ground until they're just not here anymore. And that's exactly what happens. So there's the story of Bath, people. A beautiful place, like I said, but it's in the centre. It's full of drug addicts, and it's an absolute shame. But I'm not going to help these people feed their addiction, so that's how it is.